today marks the start of the 16th edition of the Cape-to-Rio Race. It really is a race filled with history, and some of the biggest names in yachting have taken part in this race. So really, competitors, journey begins. It's the start of your adventure. It's a fantastic adventure, and I think from behalf of the organising committee, Royal Cape Yacht Club, we would like to take this opportunity of wishing you a safe passage and fair winds, and we look really forward to seeing you back in Cape Town and to hear all the stories.
Welcome to everybody that has engaged the adventure of a lifetime so warmly. It's very, very special to see so many people here, so many well-prepared teams, and so many safe teams. It's especially beautiful to see all these young kids here, because there are a lot of people here that will remember when they were young and tracking this race. And some of you are now doing the race, up to a 75-year-old man, and the youngest being a 15-year-old.
On behalf of the City of Cape Town, just to say to the organising team, Royal Yacht Club, Cape2Rio team, thank you guys for putting up a wonderful, wonderful show. It's great for Cape Town. It's for the last couple of years the city support this event. We will continue doing that. We love you visiting our city, very important for our city. Enjoy the beautiful weather. For now, we did order you some nice weather for now, and on the open sea, we will order you a little bit of wind as well. But we're saying that, guys, just make the most of it, enjoy it. Thank you very much. God bless you all.
May the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift the light of his countenance upon you and give you his peace. Amen. Have a great sail.
Packing all of the meat away for our frying all the way to Rio.
We've got our onions at the back of the boat, scaring away the demons.
We've got ribeye steak, sirloin rump, kudu venison, kudu loin.
We're at the start of Cape-to-Rio 2020. The cruising and small racing boat start. Start gun has just gone, and the first leg is a reach from the start point just off Mully Point Lighthouse, reaching into the shore. Leading the fleet, Moji, followed by San Salvador, Umoya, Argonaut, and J.M. Busher, with the large cat Myrtle of Bonnievale in fifth. Coming up to the rounding of the first mark, Moji, followed by San Salvador, Umoya, and Argonaut. The boats will bear away and head across down the promenade, past the waterfront, and across Table Bay, in front of Table Mountain, down to a turning mark off Millerton Beach and Millerton Lighthouse.
Here we have J. Mbusha 54 sailing for peace in Africa. Beautiful kite and a young team from Wits and Pretoria universities. The 54 on the sail represents the 54 countries in Africa for which they're sailing in hope of peace and unity. Their average age is in the young 20s, but they have the youngest skipper in the race at 19 years old, Michaela Robinson, astonishingly doing her third Rio race. Here we have Lorium Capital Moji leading the way down to the first mark. This is a Jeanneau Sun Odyssey 409, a lovely cruising boat, but making a go of sea legs and racing as well, with a pretty good crew of Cape Town sailors aboard. Moji had a last minute skipper change, and Clarence Hendricks has come in and found his feet very quickly on the last day. Here we have Argonaut with the longest braai in the history of the race, or planning to have the longest braai. They braaied at the start, and Charles MacDonald and Sonny standing there enjoying the braai. Here's San Salvador, all the way from Buenos Aires, 4 men on board. They're following in the footsteps of Vitor Dumas, a great mariner of the past. The blue catamaran is a 49-foot Trimby, beautiful boat. They're going to have a very comfortable trip across in a large comfort gin palace. Myrtle of Bonnievale, moorings Leopard 400 in its 4th race. Here we have Deep Blue Adriana, who have joined us from Angola, Luanda, Captain Diamantino Leteo and his 3 merry crew, with the backdrop of Table Mountain. First around the bottom mark, Moji making a good lead increase on the rest of the fleet, and now fetching out next stop Rio de Janeiro. J. Mbusha deciding not to drop their kite and to try and reach out of the bay. They're going to have to tighten up that sail in order to harden their course up towards the wind. Third around the mark, San Salvador, all the way from Buenos Aires, returning back to South America now. Fourth around the mark, the big cat Sulanga, all the way from Langkawi, also on an adventure of a lifetime. Fifth around, the Simonis 35 Umoya. Followed closely by the braaiing Argonauts. Sixth around, Ronan, a group of friends certainly on the adventure of a lifetime. Seventh and eighth around in close succession, the smallest boat in the fleet, the 34-foot Thunderstad, struggling with their headsail and being overtaken by the Angolan boat Deep Blue Adriana. And then comes the Sea Scouts aboard Rotary Scout, looking very good, and above them the gloriously elegant cruising boat Northern Light, also struggling with their headsail. The cruisers in this fleet are certainly not short of sailing skills, but they are short-handed, and their focus will be on the deep blue ocean, rolling waves, and the big trade wind luxuries that are afforded in the next couple of days. Here we have Tam Tam, also a Simonis 35, sailing in support of cancer in South Africa. Lovely shot of them with the backdrop of the mountain behind. And Jasper van der Westhuizen is a cancer survivor himself. Having sorted out their headsail issues, you can see the beauty and the elegance of this boat, Northern Light, sailing completely plastic free. And after a day of sailing, the positioning of the fleet, slow out of Cape Town with very little wind after the start, and they've struggled to get about 120 miles in the first 24 hours.